there. But we do have a lot to talk about. I'll go ahead and drop the link into the chat for you guys to go ahead and call in. Because we got some news since we last spoke on Monday, Garrison, and it was positive news. The Buckeyes officially got defensive end Beau Atkinson from the transfer portal, the kid from North Carolina. He made visits to both Ohio State and Georgia and decided that Ohio State was the place that he wanted to be. So he officially signed with the Buckeyes, and he's someone who had 7.5 sacks last year, gives Ohio State a proven edge rusher at the P4 level. And I think it's someone who we both believe is really going to help on the defensive line. So what are your thoughts now that he's officially signed with the Buckeyes?
I'm happy. I do believe that he is a piece that can kind of set us over the top. Like Ryan, I'll be honest here. When the news came out that he was in the transfer portal, I saw the type of player he was with the production he's had over the last 2 years. Now, will it help if we get another defensive tackle? I would say yes, it would help. But at the end of the day, what do I really need from a nose tackle or defensive tackle, right? I just need you to go out there and be a big body, be strong. Yeah, I don't need you to be smart. Yeah. And you know what? I think I can trust like a Malone to do that. Okay.
Can we?
I think we can. I think I can. And so, with that being said, I'm here to tell you right now, I'm over the top about this addition to the Ohio State team. I think that he's a piece that could take our defensive line to the next level and defense to the next level. It's another pass rusher. I think our too deep at edge rush, I think it's up there with the likes of a Texas, or at least it can be. I'll say that because we still have to see that guys like CJ Hicks out there. I mean, it might go 3 deep depending on what we think Logan George can be for us in the season. I think he's going to get some playing time early to see what he can actually be later in the season, you know. So, no, I'm happy. I think Beau Atkinson's a really good football player. I think, he's an adult in the room, so that's always good to have. And it also means that he's the culture fit. It means that he fits in to what the Ryan Day is preaching over at the Woody. So, yeah, I fully believe that we're now in the national championship conversation. Because I don't think like all right, it wasn't that well that we were beforehand.
Yeah,
but now I'm just willing to say that I think we're better. Like we might be better than everyone else in the nation. How about that? I'll say it that way. I think there's a chance that we might be the best team in football next year.
Okay,
and that's not crazy to say.
No, that's not crazy to say, considering it's something I thought already before this. But we Ohio State still needs some help on the defensive line. Like they still need some defensive tackles. Missing out on Murad Watson hurt a little bit.
Do you think they need one or two more?
I preferably 2.
What do you think they need?
Need maybe the problem is they only need 1 if it's a stud, but there's no stud defensive tackles left in the transfer portal. Like you don't get good stud guys in the transfer portal for a reason. So, I do think I trust Edric Houston as a defensive tackle because they're going to have to play him there.
Well, I think him and McDonald are very good too. Like I think that's a good baseline start.
Yeah, so. McDonald, I don't think he's bad. I would like to. I just want to see more out of him just because we didn't get to see a whole lot of snaps. I guess meaningful snaps. When I say meaningful, I mean playing in clutch situations against good teams, aka in the college football playoff. Right. So I think he could be good, but I'm not entirely sure. And that's really what I'm looking for. And I would have felt a lot better about the defensive line if they got Watson, if they would have added him as well. But it is what it is. I think Atkinson. I think he rolls right in as a starter. I don't think that's a question.
Yeah.
Starting defensive end.
Whose spot does he take?
I tend to think Kenyatta, but he's also
you think he's going to take Kenyatta's?
He seemed pretty happy about it on social media, so maybe not. I mean, based on last year, Caden Curry was a much more productive player.
Caden has been a better football player than Kenyatta since he's been on campus.
Exactly, and that's why I would assume it would be Kenyatta's spot that he takes, but I guess they'll have a whole fall camp to go ahead and decide that. So that'll be interesting to see.
No one's wearing 33 yet.
No, and the edit that I saw from Hayes Fawcett, who said that he was coming, had him in number 12. So that must be a number that he's looking at, which is a weird number for a defensive end.
Yeah,
but if that's what he wants, I guess that's what he wants. I think this is a move that Ohio State kind of had to make. Like, they needed to get someone on the defensive line, whether it's defensive tackle or defensive end. They needed to get someone who's got proven production there. And it makes me feel a little bit better that they have someone like him in the lineup with 3 other guys who don't have a ton of experience. Although Caden Curry and Houston saw, sometime down the stretch. Got anything else about this before we go ahead and bring in our first caller?
No, let's go ahead and bring Robert up.
All right. Let's go ahead and bring him in.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, Robert.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Robert?
Not too bad. Man, I've been a Larry supporter from day one. I will remain that, but this is making me nervous, dude. I needed to hear. I didn't need a big time defensive tackle. I just needed a defensive tackle, and we haven't gotten anything. I trust Larry. I just want to trust that Jason Moore and Ty Malone are being developed over the summer, because not we're screwed.
I don't have high hopes for Malone. And just quick pause for people that are also Browns fans in the chat. They just traded the number 2 overall pick. So they're trading down.
I was watching Lord of the Rings and probably okay.
Yeah, so they're trading that pick. But as far as your comment, Robert, about the defensive tackle, I'm right there with you. I just want a defensive tackle at this point. I need someone who can help plug a hole.
Yeah, just somebody kind of push that room a little bit, man, is all I'm concerned about. I mean, I'm not expecting a day one starter or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's why when we talked about the spring game, I kept talking about Jason Moore's body language, and I just didn't like it. It didn't seem like he was ready to play football. And mind you, I can understand that, in a game, especially as a defensive tackle, where you can't really tackle the guys that you're going up against, and then you can't go after the quarterback like that, so you probably don't have as much motivation. But
they were live with some of those points, man. They were getting pushed back. They were getting pushed back 3 yards.
And shout out to my guy Gabe Van Sickle, West Michigan's very young, one put him on his butt. So
yeah, man. But I guess in Day we trust, right?
Sure.
No,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Ryan.
No, all I was going to say is we're going to find out real quick about Matt Patricia.
Absolutely.
About the defensive line and what he's going to be able to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't have a whole lot of – the depth is concerning. And for Larry Johnson, a guy who likes to rotate a lot of guys, and he lost that battle to Jim Knowles last year, and it seemed to work out when you keep your best guys on the field. Good things seem to happen. They don't have the depth to rotate. So if they do, there's going to be a lot of pressure on that back 7.
I'm just going to be sick, if it comes down to, defensive tackle depth being what keeps us from, going from, being a great team to an elite team.
Yeah.
No, I really think that, for me, I tweeted this earlier today. As long as Ryan Day is the head coach at Ohio State, I really don't care about offense. I chalk it in as baseline going to be very, very good. Baseline.
That's his baby, man. He won't let that get too far out of control.
Exactly.
No
so the defense, how many teams on the schedule do I think can honestly go out there and outscore our team?
On the regular season schedule, not a lot.
Yeah,
maybe I would say Texas is it. So yes, I saw a comment right here. Where is it? Yeah, from Wesley. He says, have faith in the D-line is going to be fine. Players will get better over the season. By the end of the year, it will be a top 5 D-line. I do think it can be that. I do.
Like I said, I believe the especially with Beau there now. I believe that our front 4 is past the depth is fucking. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, guys.
You can
No,
curse.
you're good.
Is great, but like anything after those first 4 or 5, maybe 6 guys,
Mhm.
and nothing interior at all that I have a high hopes for. So
Yeah, I'm not worried about the edge
guys.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, the edge
Go ahead.
guys are fine. But yeah, I was gonna say I'll hop off here and let you guys get your next caller up or whatever. But just want to. I hate typing, so I just want to get that off my chest.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I feel you.
for sure.
No, you-
Appreciate you calling in.
All right,
Robert,
gentlemen,
I
have a
always
good
tell
night,
my
man.
I always tell my friends, Robert, if I really have to tell you something, I'm not gonna text you.
Yeah,
So no,
I
you
hate
did
typing.
it the right way.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Right.
See you,
Thank
bro.
you, man.
Well,
Yeah.
and to Robert's
Go ahead.
point, just real quick before he was talking about Texas hoarding DTs down there. He's
Mhm.
right. I mean, they took Hero Canoe from us, and I'm not saying Hero is like
Hey, Hero, you should come
solver
back,
of this
bro.
issue, but
The Hero should come back.
honestly, what they should do is they should take that punter out of, they should take the punter that just entered the transfer portal from Texas.
Well, yeah, that too. But there's like all these guys that went to Texas, right? Like one of you guys don't want to we can't tamper a little bit of tampering.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, while we were doing that, the
Mhm.
Browns, I told you they traded the number 2 pick. They traded it to the Jaguars, and it looks like they're going to do so in order to take Mason Graham. The Browns are going to want to take Mason Graham with the 5th overall pick. So,
okay, so Titans, of course, took Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Who are the Jags going to take?
They probably traded up for Travis Hunter, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Bring him back to Florida.
Which, he's good, so that would make sense.
Yeah, you do whatever you want. Yeah.
Just one more point here to wrap up the defensive line conversation, and then we can move on. I do think I trust the edge guys. Like, I trust Atkinson. I think I trust Caden Curry, Kenyatta Jackson. I think those 3 I like. We'll see about CJ Hicks. I do think he will be decent. I don't think he'll be great, but I think he'll be decent. But then other than those 4, it gets a little dicey for me on the edge. And on the interior, like I said, I maybe only trust Edric Houston, and that might be it. I want to trust Caden. Like, I think Caden's got a chance to be good, but I need to see it first.
Well, I guess I kind of hold out hope on Caden because I've seen him make important plays throughout last year's season. And I can't lie, I'm a little bit biased towards Caden McDonald. I have been a big fan of his since he committed to Ohio State.
Yeah,
I thought he was a really good player out of Georgia. So, but yeah, after that, again, at deep tackle, after you get past the first 2, and mind you, Edric can play the edge if need be. Ever we would have switched things up. But it gets scary at deep tackle, but on the edge, I think we have enough there. I mean, they've even talked about Arvell Reese getting down there at the edge. We know Sonny can go do that if need be. We've seen him do it before. We have so.
I don't want to take Sonny away from the middle though, especially if the middle's gonna be soft. I want him coming downhill and stopping the run.
No, well, did you? So I posted what a possible 3-4 defense could look like for us. And so
I scrolled right by that because I don't want a 3-4 at all.
Why not? I think people forget if you run a scheme very well, it doesn't matter. And I was talking to Michigan fans. I told them, I said, I saw you guys get beat up by a 3-3-5.
Yeah.
And one of them didn't believe me, so I pointed out. I said, remember the first play of that game, Diamond Edwards had a 52-yard run. He finished with 119. That was 2.9 per after that first run.
Yeah.
3-3-5. Oh, and that was a Joe Moore Award-winning O-line. And
sure.
you could in the NFL, the 3-4 works.
In the NFL, it works.
Yes, in the NFL.